is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Wednesday, September 2nd. You should take the day off.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, sorry, got carried away there.
You
Get going, and it's tough to
got
stop.
lost to the Ochres.
Lots lost in the Ochres.
I did an I Spy dance. It's subtle,
dance.
but you just what's that up there?
It looked like you didn't know the dance time had come.
No, I always know the dance.
Okay.
There's no one that
You live
knows
for the dance time.
There's no one that knows.
You know how committed I am to working so that you can take the day off? Today is my wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And I'm here, 5 a.m., nose to the grindstone.
Nose.
Because that's what it takes to get people to take the day off.
That's exact. And you like pina colada.
Getting caught in the rain. If you're not into yoga and you have half a brain. If you like making love at midnight.
That's right. It's World Coconut Day, everybody. We're going to be talking about.
I'm in the coconut, you drinking rolled up. Hey, that guy, if you listen again, when he sings, it sounds like he is Julian from the Madagascar movies, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Okay.
I like to move it. That guy when he talks.
Love it. I love
Listen
it.
again, you won't be able to unhear it.
Hey, we're going to get to all sorts of coconut talk, including how you like to incorporate coconut into your own meals. But before we do, really quickly, BrambleJamPlus.com is not just something you purchase, it's a way of life. And so many of our people out there that have joined have become millionaires, and all sorts of amazing stuff has been happening for them. So if you want to join the Millionaire Club, join Bramble Jam Plus. It's just that easy. BrambleJamPlus.com to become a millionaire today. And also go ahead and leave a review while you're on the internet. Apple Podcasts is the way to do that. You won't get any money for that. But you will get some cool points.
Cool points.
I'm not cool, that's okay. My God loves me anyway.
Boy.
What's that?
Scott Kerpane?
Scott Kerpane.
Is it Scott Kerpane?
Yeah, it is.
I think it is. I nailed it.
It's coconut day, and I'm gonna have a pina
That
colada.
song is the definition of not cool in real
It's
life.
super not cool.
It circles back around to being not cool again.
Yeah.
I'm not cool.
It's a bummer because it's kind of a.
It starts off sounds like a Billy Joel song, and then it just goes downhill.
That's Scott Kerpane talk for the day. Come back tomorrow. We won't do that again because that's the one. Kerpane Jam.
That's the one. One Kerpane Jam. That's our new podcast on the Bramble Jam Podcast Network.
Right. Last night I was doing what I normally do on Tuesday nights. Thumb Wars with a pina colada in the other hand.
Yep.
I beat the tar out of my dog. He could not beat me.
No opposable thumbs, dogs. I don't know if you know.
Well, it's like a paw.
Yeah.
Never know your mother's saw.
That's right.
That type of rhyme that you do before you play.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I declare a thumb war. 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep your thumb straight. Is
Really?
what was longer
Wow.
in my neck of the woods.
9, 10, 11, 12. Dog.
If you lose, you go to hell.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, we really took things to the next
serious.
level.
And you beat your dog last night.
Yeah. 13, 14, 15, 16. Jesus Christ can save you. When we do a whole evangelism thing, it's,
It didn't even rhyme with
didn't.
16.
You don't need to when you're talking
Who
about.
is going to be okay with that?
What do you mean?
That
What do you mean who's going to be okay with that?
everybody.
Yeah, everyone's fine with that. I'm just telling you what it was like to grow up in my house.
In your house.
Evangelism's strong.
Evangelism is strong.
It's pina colada day. I was playing Thumb Wars, drinking a pina colada. Drank the pina colada. I went back to get
Drink the pina colada.
I drank the pina colada.
I've had a pina colada before.
I'm still feeling
a little pina colada.
I went into the refrigerator. I opened up the fridge to try to find something to snack on. And in the back, I saw a VHS tape, season 2 of Alf.
Yeah.
Episodes 1 and 2. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I popped that on, and instead of the warning of like the FBI warning, don't copyright and stuff, it just said Dan knows the history of Coconut
Boy,
Day.
that's deep dive there.
So I'm going to take the FBI warnings word for it, and I believe that you know the history of World Coconut Day.
Yeah, and most people look very fondly on the life and career of WCW wrestler Buff Bagwell, and
I know I do.
they remember Buff for being quite a personality in the ring. He used to say Buff is the stuff. That was his big slogan. He would wrestle. But what you don't know about Buff Bagwell is he started the first ever Coco Chanel fan club. He was a huge fan of Coco Chanel. He loved the scents. He loved the fashion. He loved everything that Coco offered. And the name of that fan club was, you guessed it, the Coco Nuts. Now, there was some confusion involved here because as he started the Coco Nuts, he got much less interested in wrestling and much more interested in pursuing the Coco Nuts being a real thing. And so he petitioned the government of Arkansas, which many people don't know. If you can get something passed in Arkansas, it automatically is passed for the world. And the government of Arkansas finally agreed to create World Coconut Day. The problem is that Buff was excited because it was finally a time that he got to celebrate Coco Chanel with all the other coconuts around the world. But the people that make coconuts, French people, they thought that coconuts, the day was going to be about the food. They took over. Buff Bagwell didn't have the votes. It's a long story, but they took over and made Coconut Day about the food coconuts, not the Coco Chanel fan group. And now we celebrate World Coconut Day, the food, from that day forward.
What year do you think the coconut was first discovered?
1496.
On record. 1280.
1280.
1280.
Wow.
By a fellow you might have heard of named Marco Polo.
Marco.
Polo. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, Marco Polo encountered the coconuts in his travels, and he referred to it in his writing as the Indian nuts.
The Indian nut.
The Indian nuts.
Classic.
And it was more and more of these coconuts began to get popular. But we mentioned this song. But what really began to elevate the world of the nut of cocoa was the Put the Lime in the Coconut song.
Really? Have you ever put a lime in a coconut?
No.
Me either.
Harry Nilsson's song Coconut came out in 1971, and coconuts skyrocketed in popularity.
They just flew in the air really high.
Popularity.
There it is. Okay.
And even more so, in the 2000s, we have seen another rise of coconuts, which is the coconut water boom. And more
People
coconut
love the
water is
coconut
coming
water.
out.
Yeah.
And so it is only safe to assume that there's going to be another massive boom of coconuts.
Wow. When do you think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen in the next 15 years or so.
2022 is a
2022 is the year of the coconut
boom. That's right.
And so somewhere between 1971 and the year 2000, World Coconut Day was created to celebrate this amazing thing that we love so much, the coconut. And that is where we are today. Now, Dan, we mentioned coconut water.
Yes,
and I have right here, Dan, and I want to see if you can guess it.
Okay.
What is the most popular coconut water brand currently on the market today?
Do I get multiple choice or is it just
I'll give you multiple choice.
Okay.
Is it A, Vita Coco?
Vita Coco.
Is it B, Amy and Brian?
Amy and Brian.
Is it C, Naked?
Naked.
Or D, Nature Factor?
Okay.
Nature Factor. I'll give you it one more time.
Okay. Yeah.
A, Vita Coco. B, Amy and Brian. C, Naked. Or D, the Nature Factor. What do you got?
If Amy and Brian or Nature Factor are real, I'm going to be floored. It's Naked. The answer's Naked. What is it?
It is Vita Coco.
Vita Coco.
Vita Coco. Now, I'm gonna give you a list, okay?
All right.
Of 10 brands of coconut water.
Okay.
All of them are real.
Okay. Was Amy and Brian real?
Hold on. Nature Factor.
It's real.
It's real.
Wow.
Zico.
Zico.
Naked.
Naked.
Taste Nirvana.
Taste
Vita Coco.
Vita Coco.
ONE.
Okay.
Harmless Harvest. Whole Foods.
Harmless to Harvest.
Harmless Harvest. Whole Foods. Harvest Bay. Trader Joe's. Amy and Brian.
Amy and Brian's real?
Of those 10, where do you think Amy and Brian land from the worst, from the least popular to the most popular?
They are, well, that's a terrible way to ask that question.
What would
They're
you
the
say?
6th most popular. They're 6th on the list.
They are the least popular.
Yeah.
1%.
Amy and Brian sounded so much like you made it up. Like so much. Like
Amy and Brian. Amy and Brian.
I've heard of Naked Juice, so I thought it was Naked for sure.
Yeah. And I got one more little trivia question for you, Dan.
Do you?
I got one more little trivia question. Of these 3, which do you think more people have done? Is it A, cracked a coconut,
Okay.
B, never cracked a coconut, or C, I've tried and failed to crack a coconut?
Just because the way the question's worded, I think it's C. Tried and failed.
More people, 67% of people have never tried to crack a coconut.
Have you ever tried to?
I never have.
Me either.
Yeah. See, here we are.
Probably should have got
The
it.
lowest amount is tried and failed.
Wow. So I was just wrong all the way around.
All right, guys, we've got more things to talk about in regards to coconut, including ways to eat it. And I have some. I got charts for days about Coconut Day.
Charts for days.
Apparently,
Thank goodness.
What's the favorite way to eat a coconut? We're going to talk about that in just a second, but we'll be right back after this quick break.
Quick break.
Coconut. 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 Take a coconut, eat it now.
Coconut.
It is time for the question of the day, which is, what is your best way, your favorite way to incorporate
way.
coconut into your meal? Dan, do you have thoughts on this?
I don't incorporate a lot of coconut in my meal. Some Asian food that we eat has coconut milk in it. A coconut panko fried shrimp can be pretty good. Yeah, I don't have a lot for this one. I don't eat a ton of. I'm not anti-coconut. I just don't eat a ton of it.
Yeah, that's fair. Have you ever done a coconut oil?
Yeah.
Lots of times you can use that as a substitute when you're baking.
That's right. Yeah. My wife doesn't do tree nuts, and so that's why we don't.
There you
have
go.
A lot of it.
We asked our listeners,
What about
all of
you?
our.
Are you not a coconut boy?
I would say the most I do is in like some Thai food and stuff like that. I can do some coconut.
Yeah.
What is your favorite way to incorporate coconut into meals? We got all sorts of fun ones.
A lot of pina coladas.
A lot of pina coladas. Who wouldn't? I'm not a big pina colada guy.
You know what's great is the Miami Vice, which I've told you about.
Yes, you have.
Frozen strawberry daiquiri, frozen pina colada, poured together, same glass, little floater of blue curacao. You're good to go.
Yes. A lot of people also mentioned the coconut milk being used in different types of curry. Julie, in fact, said that she's been making a lot of Thai green curry in quarantine, which I think is a really good thing to make because curry is one of those things where you're not just good making curry out of the gate.
No.
Curry is earned.
Yeah,
curry is earned.
Earned. It's gurned. Amy Matthews, you said in Tres Leches coconut cake. Now you're required to send that to us because that sounds delicious. 1211 Lawrence Road.
Speaking of Amy says, does coconut rum count? I think it does.
I think it does.
I think it does.
Coconut rum's too sweet. Malibu rum is way too sweet for me.
Yeah. Marin says just scoop it into a meal. Any meal. Marin's just over there scooping coconut in the meal.
Settle down.
Is coconut a good source of protein?
Yeah, I would assume so.
I would assume so.
Yeah. I'd have chocolate dipped macaroons at every meal if I could.
Macaroons.
That's from Colleen.
Coconut milk for cereal and smoothies is what Colleen said. And also, I don't know if this counts, but I'm a big fan of Three Mountains yellow sriracha.
Okay.
And one of the major ingredients is coconut sugar.
Three Mountains yellow sriracha. I got to look that up.
Three Mountains yellow sriracha. One of the ingredients is coconut sugar.
And then Stacy says she can't eat coconut, which is totally a bummer. Feel that, Stacy. Understand completely.
Some of the most popular ways to consume coconut is one in Thai food, curry.
Yep.
And baked goods as coconut water. In granola, some people incorporate some coconut into granola. In salad as a vessel for alcohol. And there's some of those bold people that try to eat it straight from the shell. That is bold.
You say what you will. You came prepared today for Coconut Day. I don't know what's happened the rest of the week, but your amount of fun facts and brands and everything else about Coconut Day is mind-boggling to me. Could you spread that out over the whole week, or just you wanted to do it all for Coconut Day?
Before we end, I have 20 different ways you can have a coconut-themed party. No, I kid. Thank you to everybody who sent in their responses for the Coconut Day. We got a really fun day tomorrow. And the question is, what is the craziest thing you've ever done from high up?
High up, yeah.
We are not talking...
That's a terribly worded question.
Yes.
We're not talking about drugs.
Tracy,
whoever
get
wrote
better.
the questions there was a bad
Trace.
question.
That's Trace.
Yeah.
What's the, when you're really high up in a high places, what's the craziest thing you've done? We're going to talk about this. We're going to share the stories tomorrow. Find us on the social medias at Take the Day Pod. Leave a review on the Apple Podcast, all that good stuff, and send us some emails. We would love to hear from you. Brian at BrambleJamPodcast.com or Dan at BrambleJamPodcast.com. That's the way to do it, Dan.
Way to do it.
That's exactly right. How are we going to end today?
I think with a palahaku.
Palahaku.
As we do every day.
I love it. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, how about you go ahead and take the day off?
Day off.
Sometimes I wonder, what if I was never born? I'm glad I was. Glad you were too. Have a great day. Sometimes I wonder, what if...
Sometimes I wonder, what if I was never born? And then I remember, Take the Day Off is a great pod.
I'm glad you were.
I'm glad you were.
We're glad we were.
We're glad we were. Glad we were. Glad we were. Bruh, Take the Day Off. Take the Day Off is a wonderful podcast from your friends. We hope you continue to listen to it. Tell all your friends. Join the Bramble Jam. You got it.